The golden cage is high above the clouds, where silk hides are rot and the laughter is loud. Down here in the mud, the wheat is turned to gray. We eat the shadows at the end of the day. The sun burns bright, but it gives no heat. Just a cold glare on the cobblestone street. Oh, the table is set, but the plates are bare. Can you taste the static in the heavy air? We are the ghosts in your garden of stone, waiting to reclaim the flesh and the bone. Crumbs of the sun falling like lead. Tonight we feast on the words unsaid. Velvet blindfolds on eyes painted white, ignoring the rising of the dark, dirty tide. You dance on the ceiling, we crawl on the floor, but the wolf is scratching at the gilded door. A crown of diamonds weighs heavy on the neck, when the foundation is nothing but a wreck. Oh, the table is set, but the plates are bare. Can you taste the static in the heavy air? We are the ghosts in your garden of stone, waiting to reclaim the flesh and the bone. Crumbs of the sun falling like lead. Tonight we feast on the words unsaid. Silence. The wind is changing direction. Do you feel the chill? The silence is breaking and it bends to our will. but the plates are bare. Can you static in the heavy air. We are the ghosts in your garden of stone, waiting to reclaim the flesh and the bone. Crumbs of the sun falling like lead. Tonight we feast on the words unsaid. song of the cannon is finally sung. Stone and smoke blackening the sky. Burn! Burn it all! Burn it all! Burn it all! Return slowly to the morning light, dispelling the myths of the ancient night. No more the subject, no more the slave, rising up from the ignorant grave. Born with a right that nature bestowed, walking along this unseen road. Not by the crown nor by the cross, but by the mind we count the loss. Liberty stands on a paper plane, equality washes away the stain. Fraternity binds the strong and the weak. This is the language the new men speak. Laws are the shadows cast by the will of the many standing on the hill. No chains on the wrist, no chains on the tongue. The song of the rights is finally sung. Property, safety, resistance to pain, breaking the links of the feudal chain. Not by the crown nor by the cross, but by the mind we count the loss. Liberty stands on a paper plane, equality washes away the stain. Fraternity binds the strong and the weak. This is the language the new men Ignorance is the only true jail, but the ink is drying and we shall not fail. A blueprint for centuries yet to be, reflecting the face of the truly free.
carriage wheels are muffled in the dark, leaving the palace, extinguishing the spark. A servant's coat upon a royal back, trading the velvet for a burlap sack. The compass points away from the throne, into the night unknown and alone. Oh, the bird has flown, the gilded cage, turning the book to a blank white page. But a face on a coin is hard to hide when the ego is wider than the countryside. Midnight in Varennes, the clock strikes loud. A king in the shadow, losing the crowd. Through the sleeping villages they creep, while the promises made are fast asleep. The border is calling a siren song, but the road is winding and the night is long. A postmaster's eye, a lantern's gleam, waking the dreamer from the fever dream. Oh, the bird has flown, the gilded cage, turning the book to a blank white page. But a face on a coin is hard to hide when the ego is wider than the countryside. Midnight in Varennes, the clock strikes loud. A king in the shadow, losing the crowd. Distance would wash away the sin, but the walls are closing, closing in. Not by the sword, but by the side of a common man holding up the light. Is that him? Is that the crown? The world stops spinning and comes crashing down. Turn the horse's head back to the heat, to the sullen silence of the Paris street. No cheers, no hats thrown in the air, just the heavy burden of a cold dead stare. The father has left and the children weep. Secrets are sown for the reaper to reap. Back to the cage, the lock clicks shut. Midnight, forever.
the storm and the false alarms, but the flag was red, not for so tall. Did you hear the weeping when you made the call? The stones we threw were feathers in the wind against the muskets of the discipline. The dust settles down on a silent day, and the pages of history turn blood red. Brother against brother on the dusty plain, washing the liberty down the drain. The shots rang out in the summer heat, bodies falling on the cobblestone street. Betrayal tastes like smoke and rust when the hero you love turns into dust. They say it's for order, they say it's for law, but I saw the devil in the cannon's jaw. Yeah! Brother against brother on the dusty plain, watching the liberty down the drain. The shots rang out in the summer heat, bodies falling on the cobblestone street. Betrayal tastes like smoke and rust when the hero you love turns into dust. Smoke and rust, ashes to ashes. The dream is bleeding. The dream is bleeding. One, two, three, four. Silk stockings are for the dancing hall. We wear the trousers ready for the brawl. Don't need a wig to cover up the brain. We are the thunder, we are the rain. Working in the shop till the fingers bleed, while the fat cats feast on the poor man's grain. We are the ones without the breeches, digging the graves and filling the ditches. Hey ho, the pike is in the hand, taking back the power in this broken land. Red cap on the head, fire in the heart. We are the engine that tears it apart. That tears it apart. You speak in Latin, we speak in stone. We're here to topple the ivory throne. Bread is the currency, sweat is the ink, pushing the tyrant right to the brink. Citizen, comrade, grab what you can. This is the hour of the common man. Whoa! We are the ones
Listen, you rats in the burning cage. I bring the hammer to end your rage. From the east, the iron eagle flies to consume the sun and blacken the skies. Touch a hair on the royal head, and every living soul will be dead. The machine is coming, the gears are turning, no negotiation, just total burning. Surrender or face the wall. Paris will crumble, Paris will fall. I am the wolf at the city gate. I am the master of your fate. Total destruction, a promise kept while the city slept. The shadows crept. We do not care for your rights of man. We follow the strict imperial plan. Return the keys to the anointed one, or nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. Rubble and dust will be your name, erasing the memory, extinguishing the flame. Surrender or face the wall. Paris will crumble, Paris will fall. I am the wolf at the city gate. I am the master of your fate. Total destruction, a promise kept while the city slept. The shadows crept. Do you hear the boots? Do you hear the silence? Judgment Day. Not one stone left upon another. Not one child, not one mother. Cement. Surrender or face the wall. Paris will crumble, Paris will fall. I am the wolf at the city gate. I am the master of your fate. Total destruction, a promise kept while the city slept. The shadows crept. Warning delivered.
kicking down the doors, red against red, the blood on the stairs, answering the people's desperate prayers. Goodbye to the crown, goodbye to the king. Hear the sword of the Republic cry. The king is gone. Long live the nation.
The carriage rolls through silence deep. Paris awakens from a fitful sleep. No longer king, no longer God. Just a man upon the frozen sod. Citizen Capet, the name you wear. Stripped of the silk and the golden chair. The blade must fall to sever the link between the divine and the kitchen sink. One head for 1,000 years of pain, washing the streets with the royal rain. Forgive them, you say, but the sky is gray. The sun has refused to rise today. Drums are beating to drown the voice. History leaves us with a cruel choice. If the king is right, the people are wrong. So ends the verse of the ancient song. Climb the stairs to the wooden stage. Turn in the final blood-soaked page. The blade must fall to sever the link between the divine and the kitchen sink. One head for 1,000 years of pain, washing the streets with the royal rain. Forgive them, you say, but the sky is gray. The sun has refused to rise today. I die innocent of all the crimes laid to my charge. I pardon those who occasioned my death, and I pray to God that the blood you are about to shed may never visit France.
Sink. One head for 1,000 years of pain, washing the streets with the royal rain. Forgive them, you say, but the sky is gray. The sun has refused to rise today.
Victory without terror is fatal, then weak. Terror without virtue is only oblique. Destruction of power, a meaningless storm. I bring you the logic, I give you the form. My hands are clean, pockets are dry. I watch the corruption wither and die. I am incorruptible, the eye of the Lord. I'll see every crack, I see every flaw. To build a republic, a marvel and right. We must purge the shadows, extinguish the night. No fence, no mercy, just reason and rhyme. Yeah, a perfect end of time. You call me a tyrant, you call me a ghost, but I am a servant who sacrifices most. Danton is laughing, Desmoulins weeps, but the committee never ever sleeps. The West is growing, the ink is wet. We haven't finished the cleansing yet.
This is pure love, love for the people, love for the states, love that seals your terrible fate. I am the incorruptible, the eye of the law. I see every crack, I see every flaw. To build a republic of marble and white, we must purge the shadows, extinguish the night. No friends, no mercy, just reason and rhyme, creating the perfect end of time. Virtue terror, virtue
Skin soaking in the medicated heat, writing the names of the liars on the street. Friend of the people, scratching with the pen, sending the sheep to the slaughter again. A knock on the door, a shadow in the hall, an angel of vengeance coming to call. She brings a letter, she brings a knife, trading her freedom to end a life. I killed one man to save 100,000. The logic of steel, the silence so profound. Crimson water turning to wine, martyrdom makes the ugly look divine. Slumped in the tub with a smile on his face, leaving the world in a cold embrace. Paint him like Jesus, paint him like a saint, cover the smell with the oil and paint. Charlotte stands still, she doesn't try to run. The deed is finished, the setting of the sun. She saw a monster, they see a god. Now she will walk on the same bloody sod. The pen is mighty, but the blade is true. Which one is redder, the blood or the blow? Crimson water turning to wine, martyrdom makes the ugly look divine.
Without delay, click, clack, whiz, thud. The place still a revolution is drowning in mud. Chop, chop, the national razor, shaving the nation, doing the favor. Head rolls down, the eyes still blink. Red is the color of the fountain's drink. Terror is the order. Terror is the day. Washing the sins of the traitors away.
crowd is whispering, the spell is breaking, the god of reason is slowly shaking.
The saint sends up to preach the fire, but the pews are filled with the liar. Point the finger, name the name, but the rules have changed in the devil's game. Shout, shout, but the throat is tight. The sun is setting on the endless night. Silence, silence the voice of the pure. We cannot take the medicine, we don't want the cure. The jar is broken, the words are dead, the bandages stained with the ominous red. Yesterday a god, today a dog, dragging his feet through the morning fog. Talia screams with the dagger drawn, down with the tyrant. Before the dawn, the bell that rang for the king and the queen now rings for the master of the guillotine. Panic in the hall, nowhere to hide. The tide is turned suicide of the pride. Right, terroration, south, the snake bites itself. No more virtue, only survival. They won't let him speak. They won't let him speak. Shoot the jar, shatter the bone, pull him down from the moral throne. Silence, silence the voice of the pure. We cannot take the medicine, we don't want the cure. The jaw is broken, the words are dead, the bandage is stained with the ominous red. Yesterday a god, today a dog, dragging his feet through the morning fog. Thermidor. Thermidor!
blood is washed off the cobblestone. We're dancing on the grave of the throne. Put on the perfume, powder the face. Forget the terror, forget the disgrace. We are the gilded youth, the butterflies with hollow hearts and painted eyes. Oh, Muscadins with your sticks and your canes, walking like peacocks through the hurricane's rain. Money is the king, pleasure is the queen, the dirtiest party that you've ever seen. Dance, dance while the poor man starves, carving the meat while the butcher carves. Statement from the wreck. We survived the chop, we survived the fall. Now we hold the masquerade ball. Corruption is sweet like a rotten pear. There is no virtue in the open air. Sacks away to Who cares about tomorrow? Who cares about the dead? Spin the wheel of fortune, place your final bet. The directory is a house of cards, guarded by the sleeping guards. Oh, Muscadins with your sticks and your canes, walking like peacocks through the hurricane's rain. Money is the king, pleasure is the queen, the dirtiest party that you've ever seen. Dance, dance while the poor man starves, carving the meat while the butcher carves. Cheers to the chaos, cheers to the survivors. Just dance. Just a whiff of grapeshot to seal your fate. Iron and lead, faster than sound, putting the rebellion into the ground. I look at the map, I don't see the pain, I only see the loss and the gain. Order out of chaos, structure out of dust. In the cannon's mouth we place our trust. From Toulon to Paris, the
with a whiff of grapeshot to seal your fate. Iron and lead, faster than sound, putting the rebellion into the ground. Order restored. Order restored.
November fog in the orangery hall, waiting for the Republic to finally fall. The bayonets gleam in the autumn light, ending the decade of the constant fight. The legislators run through the window frame, trading their honor to save their name. Two councils, 5 directors, 0 trust. The Constitution crumbles into dust. A man in a gray cape stands at the door. He doesn't want a party, wants the core. 18th of Brumaire, the clock strikes 1. The age of the lawyers is finally done. Enter the console, enter the sword. History is written by the winning word. Is this the end or a brand new start? A crown of iron for a soldier's heart. Outlaw, they shout, but their voices are weak against the destiny that the soldiers seek. Lucien draws the blade on his brother's chest, a theatrical play to put the doubts to rest. The grenadiers march to the drum's command, sweeping the democracy from the land.
guillotine is rusted in the rain. The emperor's died on a rock in the main. The shouting is over, the anger is spent. But look at the fabric that we have rent. Through the blood and the terror and the mistake, something was born that cannot break. We stumbled in darkness to find the light. We became the monsters to fight the night. But the words are written on the sky. Ideas are bulletproof, they never die.